This week, we join John DiPietro in Quartzsite, Arizona, for a visit with Kimi King, who runs the Quartzsite Sports Vacation and RV Show, the largest consumer-based RV show in the world. Also, Mark and Dawn Polk from RV Education 101 explain to us about RV living on 30 amps. Then, Jeff Johnston shows us his tried and true camp cooking gear that he's used over the years, along with some newer items that will probably make his tried and true list for the next 20 years. And yes, it's getting skunk season again, and this week we look back at some information Dr. Fitz gave us on what to do if your dog does get skunked. These stories plus our Go Power Kickoff Spring Contest on this week's RVing Today TV. Closed and Spanish captioning where available is sponsored by Trail Manor, one of the world's lightest and easiest towing travel trailers. I'm sure many RVers have been to or at least heard of Quartzsite, Arizona, which has an average population of about 3,000 residents. That is, until winter, when Quartzsite turns into a mecca for around 1 million RVers. You heard right. About 1 million RVers migrate to this desert oasis, which turns into a unique world of its own for about 4 to 5 months each year. So, what draws so many people here? First off, it's the normally sunny, warm weather. Then, add to the fact there are around 70 conventional RV parks in the area, along with the thousands of acres of BLM land that most people choose to stay at. Keep in mind that camping on BLM land pretty well means dry camping. So, how do so many people manage normal RV living? Well, just about everything you would need is made available. There are numerous dump stations, along with locations to buy water and ice. And local food stores set up small outlets right on site. There's also garbage pickup service, and you can pretty well order anything and have it delivered right to your campsite. A few RV dealers set up shop here during the winter and offer parts and supplies along with maintenance when needed. There's also another large draw to the area, and that is the huge Quartzsite Sports Vacation and RV Show in January, which is the largest consumer RV show in the world, with over 500,000 visitors over its 8-day span. So, how do you take this barren piece of land and turn it into such a large RV event? John DiPietro from RV Insight sat down with Kimi King, who manages this huge operation, and had her tell us all about the show, including some facts that I'm sure will amaze you.
41 years. This is the 41st annual show. My dad had his first show, Kimi King, in 1984. And he was a vendor at the show across the street and decided to throw up a circus tent and call it an RV show. And 41 years later, we are the largest consumer-attended RV show in the world. We literally create a show out of nothing. This property is blank. It's just bare, dirt. And I say it's almost like a fair, like a state fair meets a home show, meets an RV show, and maybe throw in a little bit of Burning Man without the drugs, a little bit of it all. It's just something that you have to do. It's a must-see. It's not something you just stop in, hey, hon, let's stop at Quartzsite for 20 minutes. It's a destination. It's where people come and you feel a part of, Canadians, East Coast, Mexico. You go through our parking lot. My late father, Kimi King, and I used to go around and see if we could find all 50 states and different provinces in Canada to see how many come out here. But they come from everywhere. It's typically more the East Coast coming out to get away from the weather and just come and go enjoy Quartzsite for what it is. And you have the people that come in the caravans and they camp in these large circles, and it's almost like a family. You're on this journey together to Quartzsite to see what it's about, and on the way over here you get your stops, and then you come to Quartzsite, and there's just, I don't know, it has such a soft spot in my heart. I grew up here, coming here with my dad, so it's just different. You will not understand Quartzsite till you step foot at Quartzsite.
So where can people buy tickets, and what does it cost to get in, and what does it cost to park and stuff like that?
We are free. We are free.
Wait. Say that one more time.
Free.
We'll get back to John and Kimi for opening day right after this short break. How many RV roof coating systems do away with having to constantly inspect and recaulk your roof? Okay. How many RV roof coating systems come with a lifetime transferable warranty? The answer is 1. Flex Armor. Visit rvroof.com to learn more about this virtually indestructible maintenance-free roof system and to find an authorized Flex Armor facility closest to you.
Travel John Holding Tank deodorizer cleaners have been keeping campers happy since 1967, making it the oldest, most reliable solution for RV and marine holding tanks. Travel John packaging is attractive and easy to store for any size rig or scope of adventure. With nearly 100 years of experience, Century Chemical Corp is proud to offer outdoor enthusiasts across the world products that work anywhere, anytime. To learn more, call the number on your screen or visit centurychemical.com.
You're the first one in the gate.
She's been there.
Welcome, you guys.
Some promoters hide when the people come. Kimi King,
I love it.
she greets
Yes.
them with excitement and enthusiasm.
We did it. 41st annual show. My dad would be so excited. I'm so proud of my crew and everyone who helped get us here. It's a big deal. We literally go from a dirt lot and we create a place where we have 364 exhibitors inside, over 50 outside, 8 major food concessions, 13 active service bays, and so much fun. So we have lines probably a half mile long at all 4 entrances. This is the north gate. This is going to be our busiest because it has the walk through to the other show across the street. Well, it's not one of those places where you just
Spend an hour.
No, you come in and it's an experience. You come in, you have to see what's going on, you look around, you come back, you look again, you get ice cream, you get a fish taco, and you just enjoy your time. And then you go to Beer Bellies and have a beer.
Next year's show runs from January 18th through the 26th. For more information, visit QuartzsiteRVShow.com.
Hi, I'm Mark Polk with RV Education 101. Today I want to discuss a topic I think is important for all RV owners. That topic is RV living on 30 amps. Typically, RVs come equipped with either a 30 amp electrical system or a 50 amp electrical system. The majority of RVs are equipped with a 30 amp electrical system. Using the 30 amp electrical system in your RV is different than using a 200 amp electrical system in your house. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Before we get started, it's important to review some very basic electrical formulas. If you understand these formulas, you'll begin to understand why a circuit in your RV or at the campground is overloaded. Watts divided by volts equals amps. Amps times volts equals watts. Watts divided by amps equals volts. These simple formulas can be used to answer questions based on what information is available. If you have 2 pieces of information, you can solve any electrical equation dealing with your RV's electrical system. You already know the RV has a 120 volt electrical system, and labels on appliances identify the wattage and or amperage of the appliance. An example would be attempting to use 2 120 volt appliances at the same time that total 2,000 watts. The formula is 2,000 watts divided by 120 volts equals 16.7 amps. So if both appliances were used on the same 15 amp circuit in the RV, the circuit breaker would trip. Another example would be determining the maximum wattage capacity for an RV with a 30 amp 120 volt electrical system. 30 amps times 120 volts equals 3,600 watts. If you exceed the total 3,600 watt capacity or the total 30 amp capacity, it is highly likely the 30 amp breaker in the RV or the 30 amp breaker at the campground pedestal would trip. You can go one step further by looking at the power distribution center in your RV. You will notice there are several different circuits identified by the individual circuit breakers. Let's take a 15 amp circuit for example. 15 amps times 120 volts equals 1,800 watts. A 15 amp circuit that is used solely for electrical outlets in the RV is based on the premise that you will not use all of the outlets on that circuit at the same time, or use appliances that will exceed the amperage rating. If, for example, you attempt to use a coffee pot and an induction cooktop at the same time, the 15 amp breaker in the power distribution box will probably trip. Here's why. The combined 16 amps times 120 volts equals 1920 watts, which exceeds the 1800 watt rating of a 15 amp circuit. For devices in the RV that require more amperage, you will notice larger size circuit breakers in the power distribution box. For example, the roof air conditioner is on a separate 20 amp circuit breaker. Let's say your roof air conditioner is drawing 13 amps, you start the microwave and it draws 10 amps, and you put some bread in the toaster drawing another 8 amps. In this situation, you did not exceed any of the individual circuits in the RV, but you did exceed the campground's 30 amp service, resulting in the 30 amp circuit breaker tripping. This topic gets a little more complicated when you factor in things like GFCI circuits, the RV power converter that's used for 12 volt devices, and if there are any wiring related problems at the campground or in the RV. But if you understand and apply some of these basic formulas, you are well on your way to understanding RV living on 30 amps. Happy camping.
Together with our partners at Go Power, we are jumping into 2024 with our big kickoff spring contest. If you're looking to add or expand your solar power capabilities, then this grand prize is for you. The prize package is valued at $2,000 and includes a 130 watt portable solar kit, a 100 amp hour lithium battery, and a battery manager kit. We're also giving away 5 battery manager kits, one each week, for 5 weeks. For additional information and to enter the contest, visit our website at rvingtoday.tv and click on the contest link. RVing Today is powered by Go Power. Dreaming about owning a hardside travel trailer but don't have a place to store it? Well, how about in your garage? That's right. Trailmanor travel trailers are engineered with a cantilever system that allows you to open it up or fold it down in just about 5 minutes. And when it comes to interior comfort and amenities, Trailmanor has it all. To check out their full line of travel trailers and find the nearest dealer, visit trailmanor.com. Want more RVing today? Then visit rvingtoday.tv. Besides our weekly show and extended segments, you'll find additional stories and videos along with insightful information on what's new and what's happening around the world in RVing. From luxury RVs to unique camper vans, and from RVing with pets to RVing with kids. You'll find it all and more in rvingtoday.tv.
Over the years, of course, we run into all kinds of different interesting cooking utensils and accessories and gadgets. Some are gadgets and they get tossed out or they get tried once and then thrown away. What we thought we would do is show you 5 pieces of equipment that we've been using that we really believe in. Things that can certainly augment your standard cooking fare. Item number 1. This is known as the Rome's Tripod Cooking Grill. Now this box is a little bit on the beat up side because frankly it's in excess of close to 25 years old, and it has probably been across the country several times in all kinds of campgrounds. You can set this up directly over the fire, like if you have a fire pit, for example, or an open fire with no grill on it and you need some place to set your food. You set this up. It's got 3 legs, sit right in the fire, and there's about an 18-inch diameter circular grill on the bottom, and then a chain hoist that you usually lift up and lower to position your food where you want it. It's a really handy accessory for when you don't have a regular grill type surface on a campground fire pit, for example. Item number 2. And this is kind of an interesting looking little device, and this is called an Eggs Plus pan. Well, it looks like just about any other frying pan. This pan is made out of aluminum in America, which is kind of important to us. Has these 4 little enclosures, and the middle is a little bit recessed. The idea is you can put, for example, eggs into these, or vegetables or just about anything. You can use it like a regular frying pan. It works best on an open fire or some such because it won't fit an even heat span across a Coleman stove, for example. You pour a little bit of water in this reservoir in the middle, and that fills up, and that provides steam. So you put the eggs in there, throw your water in, cover it, and you wind up with perfectly poached eggs or steamed vegetables or whatever you happen to want to be cooking. Called the Eggs Plus pan, comes with this handy-dandy pad for setting the lid down when it's hot. And like I say, it's made out of aluminum, made in America. Next up is something that we use all the time, every time we cook, whether it's with a Coleman stove or Dutch ovens. You've probably seen this before on the show when we've done Dutch oven cooking, and it's called a grill guard. And the grill guard is made out of aluminum, made in America again. It was originally made to house something like a Coleman stove, and the sides and back help to prevent the wind from blowing the heat away from the stove. So essentially it makes your propane or charcoal briquettes work a lot more efficiently. It comes apart by removing the pins at the front corners. The sides fold in and the top folds down, and it turns into a very thin package that's easy to store and easy to transport. And like I said, it's made out of aluminum, so it's very lightweight too. There's a lot of times you're going to be cooking things over the campfire that simply involves carving out a stick, putting a marshmallow on, sticking it under the fire. Well, there's a company that has a much better idea than that these days. And it's called the Grub Stick. It comes in this handy Cordura nylon kind of carrying case. This one is the deluxe kit for 4 people. And at the heart of the kit are these handles with extensions. The handles come out and you have all these accessories that attach to the handle. For example, you can screw in these handy-dandy forks for marshmallows, hot dogs, whatever you normally use forks for in a cooking environment. Other grub stick accessories include the round and square grub cages, cooking hamburger patty, maybe a toasted cheese sandwich or some fish fillets. And this is the grub tube that you can wrap with dough. Cook yourself a very nice toasted dough product, bread product over the fire. And this is the grub pocket, which you can wrap with bacon, fasten it in place with the spring holder, cook yourself some nice bacon over the fire. And all these pieces, of course, store easily in the carrying container. So when it comes to putting yourself together a kit or buying a kit that contains everything you need for campfire fun cooking in one piece, this is it, the Grub Stick. Now, one of the really fun things about camping with RVing in a group is having a whole bunch of people together to eat. Let's face it, eating is important. And if you have friends, family, whatnot, you can wind up with a bunch of people in a relatively small space eating out all at one time. It's a lot of fun. This is the Lumberjack Skillet from Camp Chef. This guy is 20 inches in diameter, about 3 inches deep. It's kind of a non-stick patina, basically. It's made out of steel. You put this thing on your fire, and you've got a bunch of eggs over here, bunch of bacon over here, maybe some sausages, or you can do a massive hash browns all at once. Pour a whole bunch of pancakes at once and get a lot of food out there to all those hungry campers. Unless, of course, you happen to have some kids and I don't want to have my food mixed. Well, they can eat Cheerios. Anyway, so again, this is the Lumberjack Grill from Camp Chef. It's a really handy device. We've used it, we enjoy it, and it's certainly another one of those fun items you can add to your camping equipment roster that you take with you when you're RVing. Take a look around. You might be surprised what you find if you do a little bit of investigating in your local Cabela's or camp store of one kind or another. And if you happen to come up with something that you think is a really cool camping accessory, let us know. Drop us an email, leave a note, a message for us on our Facebook page, however you'd like. And if you want to learn anything else, we'd love to be able to pass along more information about what you like cooking with.
Travel John Holding Tank Deodorizer Cleaners have been keeping campers happy since 1967, making it the oldest, most reliable solution for RV and marine holding tanks. Travel John packaging is attractive and easy to store for any size rig or scope of adventure. With nearly 100 years of experience, Century Chemical Corp is proud to offer outdoor enthusiasts across the world products that work anywhere, anytime. To learn more, call the number on your screen or visit centurychemical.com.
Paws on Board is brought to you by Jones Natural Chews, American sourced and made in America.
Welcome to Rollin' On TV's Paws on Board. I'm Dr. Fitz, and this is Champ. Today we're addressing an issue that many RVers face: what to do if your dog encounters a skunk. Although we hope it'll never happen to us, dogs will generally get skunked at the most inconvenient times. Your dog may encounter a skunk in the evening time at home, as skunks tend to be most active at night. Campgrounds are also super common areas for skunk encounters, as they're usually near the skunk's home environment and provide an ample opportunity for an evening snack. The most common side effect of being sprayed by a skunk is, of course, the smell. But did you know that the spray can actually be dangerous to your pet? If your dog was sprayed in the face, it can lead to severe eye irritation and drooling due to the poor taste. You may see your pet's eyes become red and swollen, and they may vomit and drool due to the spray in their mouth. If this happens, you can rinse your pet's eyes with a saline eye wash if available, or clean room temperature tap water. Rinse out their mouth with water as well. If this does not provide relief, your pet should be taken to a veterinarian for assessment. If enough of the spray was ingested, it can sometimes lead to anemia or decreased red blood cells, as the spray can be toxic. This is uncommon, but if your pet is lethargic or weak with pale gums, get them to a veterinarian right away. So what's the best way to rid your dog of the horrible skunky smell? Many of you have probably heard of using tomato juice, but this method is not very effective. You would need gallons of tomato juice, multiple baths. It would likely end up with a red dog in the end, probably like the Champ here. So that's not working. An easier method is to use about a quart of hydrogen peroxide, a quarter cup of baking soda, and a few tablespoons of a gentle dish soap. Make up the mixture as needed. It should not be stored for later use. Use the mixture to bathe your pet, but take care to avoid their eyes and mouth. You can bathe them with a pet shampoo afterwards to improve the smell even further. Just make sure that you dry your pet well and put them in a warm environment after bathing. The final consideration you should have if your pet encounters a skunk is rabies. In the US, skunks carry rabies. If your dog decides to challenge a skunk, it's possible that they could have been bitten. If so, your dog should be taken to a vet to have the wound cleaned and treated, and to receive a rabies booster vaccine. Always make sure that your pet is up to date on their rabies vaccine prior to travel to reduce their risk of illness. Tune in next time for more pet health information. I'm Dr. Fitz, and this is Champ. Thanks for watching Paws on Board. What's that? Oh yeah, good boy. Yes.
Together with our partners at Go Power, we are jumping into 2024 with our big kickoff spring contest. If you're looking to add or expand your solar power capabilities, then this grand prize is for you. The prize package is valued at $2,000 and includes a 130-watt portable solar kit, a 100-amp-hour lithium battery, and a battery manager kit. We're also giving away 5 battery manager kits, one each week, for 5 weeks. For additional information and to enter the contest, visit our website at rvingtoday.tv and click on the contest link. RVing Today is powered by Go Power. For more information on anything you saw on this week's episode, along with additional videos, interesting stories, and RV news, visit our website at rvingtoday.tv. This has been another fun production.